What up? It's your boy Coach repping that RSVP lifestyle. The best piece of game advice I got was from my man Charles Chavez, and that's don't invest in the turn up, invest in what's moving the turn up and what's getting played at the turn up. And that's the best piece of advice I got. Get in the game.
We live, baby. What it do, what it is.
Yeah.
Another edition of Get in the Game.
Feeling good. Yep.
Your girl, Kiki J, riding shotgun tonight.
Pastor Fat Pimp's in the building.
And our special guest from RSVP Lifestyle, Coach is in the building.
Yep.
Getting in the game.
Appreciate you guys for having me on, man.
Yeah, that kind of goes with each other.
It does.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah, Coach,
get in the
get in the game with Coach.
Okay, I like that.
All right. The vibe is nice.
Yep.
The vibe is nice. Well, welcome to Get in the Game, man. Do you think that K-Dot is the greatest rapper alive right now?
Jay-Z still living.
Yeah, he's still living.
Wayne still living.
Yeah.
And M is still living. So, you know, he might be in my...
Oh, wait a minute. You put M in that list?
I mean, I'm not a hater. Just because I don't listen to him doesn't mean he ain't got the bars.
But you know what? Me and my husband were having this debate the other day.
Yeah.
We were talking about Eminem and how the lack of, a lack of appreciation that hip hop has for Eminem. You know, he's one of the coldest rappers alive, and you don't hear him on any urban radio station.
Well, you got to realize M is at a place in music. I ain't going to just say hip hop. He's at a place in music where he has to maintain a level of celebrity and pop culture. Like, he has to make certain type of records.
Mm-hmm.
He can't go back to making Slim Shady records. And, you know, it's cool to hear him on freestyles now and then, but he caters to a whole different audience now.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why we don't hear him on the radio. He don't make urban music anymore.
I just wish that black people would acknowledge that M is a rapper first.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a co-rapper at that. You know what I'm saying? And he never really got invited into the culture the way I think he should have.
He knocked down doors, if you ask me.
Yep.
Because I don't know if black people can be racist or whatever, but I just feel like
Black people can be racist.
yeah, we hate niggas. But I just feel like for me, I never really was an Eminem fan. I was kind of just shocked when he first came out. Like, yo, who's the dude dissing his mom, calling her bitch and shit. Then I started, as years went on, I started hearing him rap on other people's songs, like Renegade killed Jay, you know,
Man, for real.
Even Forever with Drake.
See?
You know, I thought that was...
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But at the end of the day, I feel like he's top 5 alive right now.
Absolutely.
So,
Right.
yeah. What I said? Jay Wayne. Eminem, Kendrick. And then, it was like, Kanye, I guess. Kanye would be my top 5.
Kanye would be your top 5, not J. Cole?
Fuck no. Fuck no. Man, nigga, like,
I seen him going as a J. Cole rants.
Hey, yeah.
Yes,
Man,
yes.
listen. I'm gonna tell you, I've learned. I've turned a new leaf. I'm not a J. Cole hater anymore.
Yeah.
Cause I just got this new Jeezy,
Yeah.
and he went off on the song with him, Jeezy and Kendrick.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, like what the fuck are my ears doing to me? I'm like, I'm loving it. I'm not a J. Cole hater.
Right.
I just had to find certain songs that I could vibe to.
Right.
Cause I finally listened to what I said, Forest Hill Drive.
Uh-huh.
On the way out of town, I was listening to it on repeat the whole way. When I got back, I was texting him in the group, like quoting his lyrics, like, yo, he all right. I just can't fuck with his beats and his music.
Yeah.
I feel like if he had some South shit,
I couldn't quote a J. Cole record if you were waterboarding me.
Yeah?
That's
Not
it.
at
I
all.
love
I
that.
couldn't quote it.
See? That's my nigga, see?
I don't know. I'm just happy that you are expanding your horizon for 2018 and at least giving him a listen.
I'm through, I promise you, I am through saying that artists are trash. For the simple fact, there's different lanes for different people. Then on top of that, depending on where you grew up and depending on your age and just depending on what your parents listen to is going to determine what you listen to. Because I told you before, Spice One went hard to me. But when I talk to other niggas, they like, who the fuck is Spice One?
Right.
Legend.
But, yeah,
Right.
but I had older cousins. They was all 10 years older than me, already listening to 40 and Spice and that West Coast shit. So.
Yeah.
2018, I'm not dissing no rappers. I'm rocking with everybody.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of music that you grew up on, Coach, you've been a lover of music. Hence is why you have your own label now and you're managing artists. But what artists did you grow up listening to?
Oh, wow. My brother introduced me to like at the time I was young. So like my pops, if he would find, you know what I'm saying, tapes at the time, we was rocking tapes. To be honest with you, DOC.
Yeah.
When I first heard the formula, I fell in love with hip hop. When I first heard, DJ Quick's first album, I fell in love with hip hop. When I heard the New Jack City soundtrack, I fell in love with hip hop. When I first heard Illmatic, I fell in love with hip hop.
Yeah.
Nemesis, you know what I'm saying? When I first heard Nemesis, like I got exposed to all that at an early age, and man, it was just a beautiful time in hip hop around that time. I remember picking up my cousin. DLC was in town. DLC was like the it thing at the time in hip hop, and it's before his unfortunate accident. And he had did a concert here actually with Poison Clan. It was Poison Clan, DLC, and 2 Live Crew, and it was I remember picking them up. I was young, so I couldn't go in.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go pick them up, and I just wanted to hear how DLC rocked. You know what I mean? And oh man, I used to listen to his album, man. My pops, I had dubbed copies of it. My pops would find my original and break them.
What?
Like, no, you can't listen to this. I'm like, man, I got copies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those type of artists, you know what I'm saying?
So your parents they didn't appreciate your taste in music?
No, they didn't. My pops, my mom, she wasn't really tripping, but my pops was just like, no, you ain't gonna listen to this curse word music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh man, but I have my copies and stuff.
Now you grew up here in Dallas?
Yep.
What
Born
part?
and raised. I grew up in the West Dallas Projects. We stayed there for like 14 years, and then we moved to Oak Cliff for like 3 years. And then I moved to the North, and the North really embraced me, and that's where I started, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing my thing in the North.
Yeah.
North Dallas, Parkland, Fair Oaks, Skillman, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Right around this area where we at right now.
It's my hood.
Okay, we in your hood tonight.
We in my hood.
We in your hood.
He feeling at home right now.
Okay, yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Would you I know you was talking about the people that influenced you, like with the music. Who would be like your top 5 dead or alive artists?
Jay, Pac, Big, Jay, Pac, Big, man. Ooh, right now, man, Wayne, of course. Wayne's my dude. Drake. I like Drake.
All right.
And I like Ye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel bad I didn't mention Drake.
Yeah, Drake.
You would have mentioned Drake as your top 5?
I love Drake, man. No homo, man. I love Drake, though.
Because Drake could sing, but if you poke at him, he's gonna come out and bite you.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be, but he's not.
Got to be provoked.
Yeah, like that's what I like. Because I don't like rappers that just like go try to poke at everybody. Like I don't like that. Like I like him because he stays in his lane. But if you poke, you're gonna wake
Can't
up.
believe y'all ain't got Ice Cube in y'all's top 5.
Yeah, Cube.
Man.
Yeah, Cube is
I mean, like the writing skills, dog.
Yes.
I'm not taking none from Cube, man.
Yeah, I can't argue with you on that, Kiki. That's a good pick.
Yeah, he's in my top.
That's a
5.
good pick.
I love
like
Cube.
I like Cube.
I can't argue with you on that.
Even his recent album, if you haven't heard it, he put out an album last year, and it was dope as fuck. It was just like hearing him for the first time. You know what I'm saying?
You know what made me go back and listen to Cube was because of you. We reviewed, was it Death Certificate he just brought back out?
The 25th anniversary.
I went back and listened to it, and I was like, oh my God, why was I not like banging this?
It was ahead of his time, man.
Yes.
So.
And the 3 or 4 songs that he added to that re-release were super, super dope. I was hoping there would be video shot, but there hasn't. I'm still waiting, Ice Cube. Still waiting for those videos. I know you busy getting ready to do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube, I need you to put those videos out for the songs.
We need to get your ass up here on this podcast.
Man, when you're a mogul media, music is probably the last thing on his mind.
I think that, though, I got a chance. I got a chance to interview Cube in LA back when we was doing the lottery ticket junket.
Wow.
And I got a chance to talk to him a little bit about music and, would he ever return to music? And he said that music was his first love and always will be.
Always will be, yeah.
So I have hopes that, at some point in time, he'll jump back into the music game and maybe get with some of these youngsters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And do some material.
He still got it.
Yeah.
Still got it, yep.
Yeah. Well, you have a long history of music that you've been entangled with, that you've put your hands on. Let's start from the beginning. Now, you said you was actually driving around DOC at a young age. What the hell was you doing to be driving around DOC?
Oh, man. I had, my cousins, my older cousins who I looked up to, man, they were just music connoisseurs, and they just really, really just, I would never, to this day, man, like, I ain't gonna lie, to this, like, when the Defiant Ones came out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, listen, something about Doc's voice, on that formula, man, and on that what's the other song? Yeah, it's the diggy doc,
y'all. Yeah.
And like, oh man, like that rawness. He was like supposed to be the next Rakim, man. His voice was just raw. His delivery was second to none. I mean, he wasn't cursing, but he was still like conveying his message in a very, you know what I'm saying, unique way. But like, Doc, I ain't gonna lie to you, Doc is that person that just made me fall in love with hip hop. And I know Doc on a personal level, man. That's the big homie, man. Shout out to Doc, man.
So, okay, but you actually working in the business, like how did that evolve?
So, I got into business like in 01, 02 professionally. But the way I got in this business was I founded and funded Playing Skills situation. Like I found those guys, man. A buddy of mine owned a jewelry store in Irving Mall. Shout out to Bling. You know, I was doing my thing in the streets. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I could talk about it now because I didn't pay my dues to society or whatever. Right. But, you know, everybody can vouch, you know, in the North, just in Dallas, period, you know, I was like the Michi of Dallas at one point. And Playing them knew I was doing my thing in the streets. And one thing led to another. And my boy Bling introduced me to them. He's like, yo, I need to introduce you to these dudes. They pretty dope.
And we talking about the Grammy Award winning Playing Skills.
Right. Playing Skills. Shout to Play, shout out to Skills, man. And my bros for life, man. You know, I actually just talked to Play on the way up here. We just shot something for Spotify last year, and we got to get the clearances on it. So, man, we're about to air this documentary on Playing Skills, and I happen to narrate the whole thing. So,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. So it's about to come out. But yeah, I met those guys, and at the time, Playing them were in a contract with with some guy in LA. And long story short, Play was like, "Yo, I'm in this contract with this dude, but as soon as we get out this contract, let's start a company together." And man, one day it happened to be, we actually weren't in business at the time. And the way it kicked off was, I remember Skills was like really in his body that day. His MPC had broke down. And Skills like, man, I ain't made beats in 2 weeks. And he was like a beat addict. Like he couldn't there's like, if he didn't make a beat in one day, like he would start having like withdrawals. So he hadn't made beats in like 2 weeks. And he was like, yo, man, this manager of ours, you know, he really ain't doing nothing for us, man. And I really need an NPC. And I told Play, hey, man, I'm fixing to pick you up and let's go to Guitar Center. And I spent like 60 bands in Guitar Center that day, no lie.
Wow.
Right hand to a man. I bought him 2 MPC 4000s. I got him the new Triton. I got him a Phantom. I bought him, man, everything.
That seems a little risky for 2 guys that you don't even know what's going to come of it.
I just shook the dice, you know. I kind of was going off of the vibe that and they got their contract, and you know, Play kept his word. We started a company. But it's crazy because, you know, a lot of people don't know the story, but we actually didn't really make it official and put it on paper until EMI was about to cut us our publishing check off the Flip, You Gotta Feel Me album.
Wow.
For Riding Dirty.
No, that was Riding Dirty. We did Riding Dirty after the Flip stuff.
Oh.
So the You Gotta Feel Me album, shout out to Flip. The You Gotta Feel Me album actually put us in the door financially because at the time we were no-name producers. Right. And so EMI was like, yo, you know, who are we gonna cut this $850,000 check to? Because we can't cut it to a person. We got to cut it to an entity.
Yeah.
So
right.
So at that point, you know, we took it upon ourselves and we went to a paralegal and we got the, you know, the business, you know, officially done. And that's how we formed the company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was we went from there. And then after that, Riding Dirty came about because we was working with Chamillionaire at the time. And I was flying Chamillionaire out on my own account, like for the whole month. And the last record we cut was Riding Dirty. And Play was actually in LA at the time. And me and Skills, before we had picked him up from Love Field Airport, we had just did Skills hummed the reference melody. And I was recording him and stuff. And he was just like, yo, you know, does melody sound good? Because they trust my ear. Like they're my bros, they trust my ear.
Right.
And so Skills was like, yo, does this melody sound good? Does harmony sound good? It's like, no, use this one, use this one. So the actual hook didn't say Riding Dirty. The actual hook said, they see me rolling, I'm smoking, and they trying to pull me over because I got some warrants. That's how the original hook went.
Oh, wow.
So Cam came in and he heard it. He's like, I like it, but I don't smoke. So let me switch it up. And they see me rolling. So the rest is history.
Oh, wow.
And so, you know, all that, yeah, it's just crazy.
That's crazy. So what was the night that record was cut? You know what I'm saying? What was the vibe in the studio?
Ooh.
Like, what was that like?
You know what? We cut the record, and you know, Cam, he don't smoke, he don't party, he don't drink. You know, I commend him.
Which is the total opposite of playing skills. Let me let you know that.
Allegedly.
Firsthand.
Allegedly.
So there's no alleged about that. That shit is true.
So actually, we cut the record, and it was just me, Skills, and Cam in the room, and Cam cut the record, and I actually took him back to the airport. He flew back, but
that was it.
yeah. And so we had called Play. It was like, yo, I told Play, I was like, hey, check out this record we just did with Cam, and we let him hear it, and he was just like, that's cool.
So there was no Grammy-like feeling.
No, absolutely not, because we had gave Chameleonaire a beat CD, and that beat was like number 17 on the beat CD.
Wow.
It was like one of those beats that we put towards the end. We're like, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And he actually didn't want that song on his album. He did not want that song on his album because at the time, Charles Chavez was managing him and us.
Mm-hmm.
And he was managing Baby Bash, and he was managing Frankie J, and he was managing Chameleonaire, he was managing Slim Thug. He got everybody a deal in Texas. Shout out to Charles Chavez, man. That's another one of my mentors, man. A very powerful dude in the business, man. I learned a lot from that dude, man.
Yeah.
What was the name of that?
Latin.
Latin, yeah.
Entertainment. Yeah, he got some big records come up under him. But, you know, at the time, you know, he had the Riding Dirty record, and Charles was like, no, bro, this is going on your album. And he was like, I don't like that song. I don't like that song. Man, this is a hit. We're going to put this on the album. So he put it on the album. I mean, the rest is history.
Wow. That's crazy how shit pops like that.
But you notice how they all kind of brush the shit to the side. Like,
it's always the one that nobody thinks is going to pop.
Nelly did. I heard a story. Nelly said that with Hot in Here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, that was the very last record they recorded.
Yeah. And then Pimp C didn't like Big Pimpin'.
Yeah. And it's crazy how we met Flip. Flip had just went platinum on Underground Legend. Yeah. He did a platinum party at Club Life at the time. I remember Club Life?
Yeah.
Club Life was popping.
That's back when Dallas was the shit.
Yeah,
man.
so watch this. So a guy that was working for us at the time, you guys know him, Brad Wimpy.
Yeah.
So he weaseled his way to the VIP. And we had told him, like, yo, Wimpy, go tell Flip and ask him. Because the way we used to lure artists in when we first started the company is we knew we had beats. So we was trying to lure him to do a mixtape verse.
Oh, okay.
So watch this. So Flip was like, yeah, I charged $10,000 for a freestyle, for a mixtape verse. I just went platinum, so I ain't trying to hear it. So he was like, all right, cool. It's like, hey, come to the studio tomorrow morning. Mind you, I only got 5 bands on me. So if the plan backfired, we're screwed.
Right.
Yeah.
So Flip's like, all right, I'm going to be there tomorrow morning. I leave to Houston, so I'm going to be there real early. And so he was like, all right, cool. So he came to the studio. He walked in my studio. He was like, oh, this studio official. Like, these niggas got Shark Tanks and all types of shit in. So he's like,
Shark Tank?
Yeah, he's like, whose studio is this, bro? I said, this is my studio. He's like, for real? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, play the beats. Get Flip is loud. He start. After the second beat, I seen him stop rolling. And he's like, at the third beat, he stopped. He's like, all right, look, how about we do this? Who did these beats? We did. All right, cool. How about I just trade y'all a verse for some beats? That was the plan anyway.
Yeah.
So after that, and at the time, Flip was going through his breakup with Hump.
Oh.
Bad.
Okay.
Like bad. So
yeah.
On some like I said, I could talk about this now because, I could really talk about this shit now.
Yeah.
So Hump was really in his feelings because he was around us. Flip was learning a lot of the business around us. Mm-hmm. He didn't like that, but we was never on no malicious shit with like, hey man, fuck Hump. Like, no, bro, we don't rock like that. But Flip started finding out certain things about his contract, and he really wasn't rocking with it. Little do people know, at the time when Flip went platinum with Underground Legend, he had went and did the record with David Banner, Like a Pimp, and then he had did Riding Spinners with 3 6 Mafia. But those records came out, and they took off.
Right.
Like a bullet. Flip was living in my studio in Irving with no money.
Wow.
After he went platinum. Going to Olive Garden, you got me? Yeah, I got you. Don't trip, bro.
Wow.
So when those songs came out, and he was sleeping in our studio. And so when those songs came out, he was like, we had just got a brand new Denali. It was a black Denali, plush, leather, screen, stock, everything, PlayStation. So he was like, hey, coach, I know y'all just got that SUV. Take me on the road to go get this show money, and I'll pay for the gas and lodging and food. Like, shit, let's go.
Yeah.
Man, I saw that man rack up $300,000 in 2 months on show money, and he didn't have nothing in his pocket.
Wow. That's how you get in the game, baby.
Message.
That's how you get in the game.
That nigga said, how many months?
2.
2 months, $300,000.
2.
That's why he's
What
called
song
Lil
was that?
Flip.
What song was that?
And then after that, so the label, so Sony was hitting me up. They were like, how do y'all have 13 songs on the most anticipated project in urban music right now? Like, man, we really got 100.
Yeah.
But he just slimmed it down to 12. And they were like, oh my God, like this is unreal.
Because
like,
at that time, Flip was really killing the mixtape game too, right?
Yes, he was the it thing in urban music.
Right.
Puffy reaching out to Pharrell, and then people don't even know this story. Pharrell sent over "Drop It Like It's Hot" to my studio.
I heard.
Pro Tools file.
I heard.
Really?
I think he was might have been Breakfast Club. He told that story.
Yep.
So Flip was supposed to be on the Drop It Like It's Hot record?
So at the time when he was working on this project, so the Heatmakers produced on it, we produced on it, David Banner produced on it, 3 6 Mafia produced on it. It was a bunch of dope producers, but everybody wanted to work with Flip at the time.
Right.
Everybody. Like when I tell you everybody. So Pharrell reached out, and Flip had just did a record with his artist, Family. So Flip flew to VA and he did the video with him. So then him and Pharrell had already built a relationship. So then when he flies back to Texas, he flew back to our studio because that's where he was living at, in our studio. So Pharrell's like, I'm going to send you, at the time, Pro Tools sessions and this. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to send you the Pro Tools session to your studio. Give me the address. So he gave him the address to our studio. So when I got the package and I opened it up, the Pro Tools session had a sticker that said, call me before you open the session. So we opened the session. And this is Pharrell's cell phone number, bro. So I'm just like, what the heck? So we opened it. So I put in the disc and I opened up the session. And then, so I played the song. So at the time, it was just like, it wasn't a lot going on. You maybe had like 4 or 5 elements in the beat. So Flip was like, that's all. I said, bro, that's the whole session. Like, no, there has to be some things missing. So all you hear was just like some drums and so Flip was like, nah, bro, that ain't it. I was like, yeah. So Flip was like, so we were all, and Flip had his videographer before we even opened the session up. So Flip was like, this is a big moment. Everybody get this. Make sure you get this on camera. And so we reopened up the session. Flip was kind of like,
it's like 2 little sounds.
He's like, I'm cool. He's like, I'm cool. He's like, that was some bullshit. For real. I was like, oh.
Oh, wow.
But we had called Pharrell, and he's like, so Pharrell was giving him the cadence, how he wanted him to rap it. I mean, like kind of like some old
Because at that time, there was nothing that sounded like that.
Right. So he was like, nah, I'm cool. He turned it down.
Wow. Biggest mistake of his life, maybe?
I don't know. Sunshine had him touring overseas. And at the time, remember, ringtone money was
the shit. Yeah.
So, he raked up a lot of money on the ringtones, and, he was overseas with Sunshine. Sunshine was number 1 on TRF for like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I think it was a fair exchange, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, it worked out for him. But yeah, that's how I got in the game with, finding and funding playing skills, G4 Music. You can Google it.
Yeah.
G4 Music has my name and how we all started and shit. And, later on down the line, it was just a difference of visions, you know what I'm saying, with me and Play. Ain't no love lost though. I mean, I just talked to Play on the way up here. We have dinner once a month, you know what I'm saying? And we just catch up on family and music and everything. But, we went through a lot. I learned a lot over there, man. I learned a lot from Play. I learned a lot from Skills. They learned a lot from me. It was just a beautiful situation. We were just too young with all that money.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's a lot of money to get when you're what? At that time, 19, 20 years old?
We had got that $850,000 publishing deal with EMI. And then we had put out a record called Freaks with Playing Skills, Crazy Bone and Dina Howard. And that shot, we was number 1 in LA.
Now that was a crazy record.
We was number 1 in LA. We was number 1 everywhere. So then we got a $450,000 new artist deal. So in a year, G4 Records cleared 1.2, you know what I'm saying? So we was, we was doing our thing.
Damn. That's a lot of money,
man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy when, you go behind and you hear the stories of how, artists here have made so much strides in hip hop, so much money. And yet, there's times when you come back home and you just don't get that same love that you get out there on the road. I'm sure you experienced that during that time.
Yeah, especially with the Freaks record. Dallas didn't want to play the Freaks record.
Right.
They were like, no, we're not playing it. Like Skip was like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool. John Candelaria at the time, he was the PD at 97.9 The Beat. We actually went and we was doing Big Bink's show at the time. He used to have like this street swag show. And
So it wasn't a street swag show. Let's just be clear.
You know what I'm talking about.
Let's just be clear.
Big had a show that offered a platform for people in the city to play, get their music heard. So Play wound up getting into it with Vita, and it was a mess. And so they had memorandums in the station, no playing skills records to get played.
They traded truth.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, cool. So no big deal. Man, we got the crazy. People don't know the story and how we got Crazy Bone on this. Watch this. So they come to concert at the Bronco Bowl.
Oh, you remember the Bronco Bowl?
I got my car towed across the street.
So watch this.
Man.
Long story short, that's Skill's favorite all-time group of all time. So he went as a fan, but he had a beat CD on. Again, Wimpy weaseled his way back there. He's like, Coach, they say if you know him, if you can get him some party favors, man, I got you. So they missed their flight that next morning. So Wimpy hit me up by 6 a.m. They said if we can get him to Oklahoma somehow, that we can go to their show. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, hold on. Man, I called my mom at 6 a.m. I said, yo, go to the airport and get 2 18-passenger vans now.
Yeah.
Well, she went. Next thing you know, we was on our way to Oklahoma with Steve Lobel, the Bone Thugs and Harmony, everybody.
Wow.
And we built that relationship, and we got there to Oklahoma. We got the VIP treatment, whatever. At the time, Steve Lobel was like, yo, man, I fuck with y'all. That niggas got some dope beats. Yo, when y'all get to LA, fuck with me. Caught him when we went to LA. Started showing us around. First day I was in LA, we went to the Beverly Center. As soon as we got off, Young Noble, Pac's cousin, came and picked us up. And we all went to the Beverly Center. We met Steve Lobel. And I would never forget it. Mind you, I'm a D-boy coming straight off the streets.
Yeah.
The whole music shit is new to me.
Right.
So I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So Steve Lobel's in the middle. Tamika Wright, which is Eazy-E's wife, saw him in the middle of the mall, and they start arguing about money in the middle of the mall. I'm just like, what? Yeah, that's Eazy-E's wife to me. So all this stuff happened. So we built that relationship with them. And so hey, can y'all get on the song? Yeah, absolutely. The rest is history.
Wow.
It was Riding Dirty, all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's almost like that shit just lined up.
Yeah. It's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And all of that success, it never can last forever.
Mm-mm.
There's always going to be a time when all good things must come to an end. And it did that for you.
Yeah, it did. But, it was just, and I when I got out the music business, me and Play used to always have conversations, real private, intimate conversations just about life and away from music and whatever we accomplished. But and I told Play, I was like, yo, bro, I was like, man, I want to go back to them streets, bro. If I go back to them streets, I already know I'm going to go back. I'm going to go, not back because I ain't never been in trouble at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I know if I go back to them streets, I'm going to go, you know what I mean? I'm going to go to prison.
Right.
He's like, nah, you ain't got to worry about that, bro. But, of course, it was just difference of visions, man, and, we're coming to, a medium of, because I'm old plaques and I'm old Grammys. I'm old that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
At the time, he was really, he admitted it, you know what I mean? We had our conversation when I came home and he was just like, yo, I grew up, bro. Like, I was really at the time, I was really immature and all that stuff. And now I'm grown, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Too much, too fast, too
soon.
Soon.
Right. So, he acknowledged like, bro, you did engineer the Riding Dirty record. You did have something to do with it. And I'm going to make sure that you get your Grammys and you need to get your plaques for the Flip album. Cause I engineered the whole Flip album. I engineered Riding Dirty and actually co-produced on it. Tuck's Purple Hulk album, I engineered all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did a lot of stuff and I was just engineering records, you know what I'm saying? Cause at the time, when I first came into business, I had a studio, but I would watch sessions and I was like, yo, I want to learn this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be just the investor.
Yeah.
So one night, Play was like, hey, you could record me? I was like, yeah, I've been watching you. I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you could do it? I was like, yeah. I recorded him. After that, I was engineering. I engineered Static Major. I engineered everybody.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Static Major.
Rest in peace.
I never knew you was doing all that shit, man.
Yeah.
But I want to get now into the place where, things take a turn for you.
Mm-hmm.
You end up going to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Everything stops. Everything kind of comes to a halt for you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like, knowing that now you're going to leave all that behind, all the glitz and glamour of working in the music business, and now you're going to have to go and sit down for a little bit?
You know what? It was a very revealing time for me, and I wouldn't change it for the world because at the time, I got picked up in 2011 and I was a fugitive for 5 years.
He was on the run?
Yes.
What?
A highly publicized person like myself at the time, like, you know, because at the time I had just met this producer and this other artist. I was like, man, these guys are so talented. Like I was just, it's at the wrong time. So, you know, I got in trouble and I was like, man, I'm not finna go turn myself in. They got to come get me. So they came and got me.
Yeah.
And so at the time when they came and got me, like I was struggling with I've been abused. I was abusing Xanax and syrup since like 98 before the shit was cool. You know what I mean? Like it was a way of life for me. Everybody knows when I was in the streets, like, you know, you could pull up on me. I have 80 gallons at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Off the muscle. They knew, but I didn't sip to sell. I sipped to not get sick. It's a difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they picked me up,
Because if you stop,
yeah, you'll get sick.
You'll
So
get
at
sick.
the time when they picked me up, it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to kick those habits. And I was literally dying off of it. So, you know, I just think that God really picked me up and was like, you know what? I see you killing yourself off this. So, you know, let me go and just, you know, put you up for a minute real quick. And when I got locked up, you know, I got a lot of clarity on things. You know, there was a lot of demons I was fighting. You know, I had a lot of death, you know, with people who I was rolling with in the streets. My cousins, like, you know, my nephew was on America's Most Wanted. My nephew got killed by the cartel. You know what I'm saying? My cousin was on First 48. You know what I mean? It was a bunch of stuff that happened to me and I just swept under the rug. So when I jumped in the music game, you know, I was fresh off of the streets and everybody getting killed and I felt death on my back and I knew death was coming for me. So when I jumped in the music game, it took off for us so fast that I just swept everything under the rug.
Right.
And so it's like my life was in a spin cycle. So when I get to prison, I just stopped and everything was just like, okay, cool. Now you got to deal with all this shit. You got to deal with your demons and you got to deal with your addictions and you got to deal with all this. So it was a blessing. And once I was able to conquer that, oh man, clarity came and just a bunch of stuff. Like I accepted my past. You know what I mean? I accepted everybody dying, and it was just a sense of relief. My spirit was just like, okay, cool. Like now you could decompress from all that pain and madness. And now you can really, really figure out what God has in store for you. Because when I went to prison, I caught my charge in Arkansas, so I did my time in Arkansas. I actually did time with Young Turk from the Hot Boy. Shout out to my boy Young Turk. We did time in Memphis together. He was my cellie for a minute. And you know, it was a very revealing time for me. And I wouldn't change it for the world because it gave me a sense of clarity of what my real purpose is in life. You know what I mean? And like I said, it just, you know, I lost my brother while I was in there too. You know, my brother got murdered in 2014. He was only like 36 when he passed. And that was like my everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he would just, you know, make plans when you get home, man, woo. And it's just, you know, 9 months to the door that, you know, chaplain came in the unit and was like, hey man, your brother got murdered. And I was like, damn, he didn't make it. But, you know, I lost a lot in there, but I gained a lot in there as well. You know what I'm saying? When I come home, I hit the ground running. And I just, you know, it's just been such a blessing just to be around so many, you know, great people, you know. But like I preach to, you know, I always preach to Ahmad, that's my artist now. You know, one thing about that you can't pay for that always can outweigh any amount of money is the position of power. When I was up and up, when I was running my G4 music company, I took care of everybody. I paid everybody. I talked to people with integrity. And I didn't ever get on my high horse, right? So I had power at the time, but I positioned myself with these people. So when I come home, I don't have a pot to piss in.
Right.
But I got the position of power that I could swipe at any time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the music business is a game of revolving chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got the person that I was rocking with in Austin. Now he's a program director over here. And bop, bop, woo, woo. So now they see me. Oh, you out. Woo. Man, you was always a good dude. Woo. Oh, and you got a dope artist. And you got music. Man, I got you.
Yeah.
Woo. That's the position of power that you can't pay for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I came out and hit the ground running, man, by the grace of God. And now I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit powerful, man. I'm over here quiet. Usually I got a lot of shit to say. I'm really just over here just in shock, bro. I didn't really know. Like I knew some of your story, but just to hear it come out of your mouth now, it's really motivating. Especially with addiction. You know, that's something that that's a demon I deal with every day.
Yeah.
And it's just a blessing, bro, to be able to beat that shit.
Yeah, and it's possible, man. It's all mind, man. You know, everything is mind. You know, our heart and our minds are at war every day, every second of the day. You know what I mean? It's just all mental, bro. Like I convinced myself that I needed Xans to go to bed. Yeah. That was a lie. You know what I'm saying? I had a seizure in Micro Center up the street one day. I was up for 5 days, no sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just up working. And I remember the last thing I asked the man, it's like, hey, you know where my charger is to this laptop? Because my charger blew out and fell asleep. I mean, I had a seizure and woke up in the ambulance.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
yeah, so, it's not a game, man. Addiction is, and it never goes away, addiction, because it's a sleeping tiger.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in there.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I see Xans now and I see syrup and I don't even get tempted. So that to me is just like, I really conquered it.
Yeah.
And they offer it to me.
Yeah.
Man, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got little girls now.
Yeah.
It's a different coach. It's a different Rudy now. Like,
Yeah.
I can't allow my little girls to see me in that state of mind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
nah, I'm not going to do that.
Right. Well, hopefully your testimony will give other people the courage to, stop and look at their addictions honestly.
Right.
And definitely take your advice. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy.
No, it's not.
You probably had a good support system as well, I would guess.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of help you through those dark times.
Yeah.
Shout out to Richard Freeman who said, oh shit, Micro Center, Offspring Valley.
Yep.
Man, glad you made it through your addiction, fam.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Richard Freeman for showing love. And if you have a question for Coach or us here, make sure that you put your question down there in the comment section. And what'd you say? What, you good? Oh, okay. put your questions there and we'll answer them. Now, you have made it past a lot, and now you're kind of reaping the rewards of you being faithful to your well-being, and just being faithful to wanting to do more. Like you said, you have two beautiful girls. One that was just born not too long ago, right?
Yeah, she's a year old, so she's still a baby. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
And now you're managing an R&B artist, Amaj.
Amaj, yep. Shout out to Amaj.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of like a new start, a new beginning for you.
Right. It's RSVP Lifestyle, I just want to clarify it. It's not a record label.
Okay.
It's really just more, it's kind of like a label, but it's not like a cliche record label. Like really it's just like a creative hub. Like, are you familiar with Donda? Who Donda is? Well, Donda is a creative hub that Kanye has that really a lot of people really don't know.
Oh, that was named after his mom.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, that's where him, Game, Pusha T and all that.
Donda actually created the patent for the Yeezys. They actually labels. He designed Wayne's album cover. He designed 2 Chainz's album cover. Like, it's just a creative hub that labels use, and they go to him. Not just labels, just everybody. Like, you can go to Kanye to consult you creatively. That's what we do. We also produce. We also write records. We also manage, we also consult, we do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? It's just a hub where you can come in. If you need a hit record, we can give you a hit record. If you need a dope visual, we can consult you on a creative dope visual. If you need whatever you need creatively, we got you. That's just basically what RSVP Lifestyle is. It's a way of life. It's just not a record label.
Well, with you having a new artist that you're out there and you're actively, pushing and helping to brand and bring to the masses, how do you navigate the current state of Dallas hip hop?
Oh man, I think, you know what? Dallas, man, it's just so much talent oozing out of here, man. So on the production side, on the artist side. And these kids have what it takes to get to that next level. But where the hole is at is there's lack of executive talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the hole is at. Because you got these kids that got they like, Yellow Beezy doing his thing, Hood Fame, all these dudes, they doing their thing, Shout out, those guys work hard, man. They got a good following. And plus they got the components of social media now, it makes it a lot easier to get your branding out there, et cetera. We didn't have that coming up.
Yeah.
But now with those guys, there's a lot of talent here, man. It's just lack of executive talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's at because it's a lot more intricate than having a manager. A manager manages your day to day and a manager just manages you.
Yeah.
But it takes a different type of an executive to take that artist from point A to point Z. Not B, point Z, because there's a lot of different avenues you can take artists to. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of executives, it takes the right executive, I should say, that has connections, has an ear for a hit record, and has a vision for a dope visual, has a vision for how that artist is supposed to be conveyed to the public. That's what I feel that Dallas is lacking of. Like, I've only been working with Amaj a year.
Right.
And look how he's warped.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know Amaj has awesome music out there. You've been y'all been able to travel the country.
On tour. Throw that out there.
We just got off tour with Tank.
Yeah, shout out to Tank. Shout out to everybody over there, R&B Money, man. Yeah, and people could say, listen, man, Floyd Mayweather Jr. has a record label. You can't buy your way into this business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's been having Filthy Rich records for 20 years. But he couldn't tell you a hit record if it bit him in the ass.
Yeah. True.
It's just the truth.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot more than money to get to these artists to that point. Like, I don't ever pat myself on the back, and I ain't that type of dude. Everybody that really knows me knows that I'm not an arrogant type of dude. Like, I lift my people up. I don't tear my people down. You know what I mean? That's how I do. But, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but like, I just come out of prison with the odds against me, man. You know what I mean? I came home, hit the ground running, and met this young kid. He was homeless when I met him. Wow. Maj was homeless when I met him. Didn't have a pot to piss in. And now he's in a parade with the morning show and just got off the tour with Tank.
Yeah.
And has a bunch of opportunities on the table. And now he's able to say, you know what? But it took an executive to get him to that point.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can't save the world. But if I was to get some of these guys under my wing to do some executive work, I know that I can take them to that level. But when I work with an artist, I like to give an artist my all. I like to focus on that artist from top, middle to bottom. So I got opportunities to consult different people, and I got different opportunities. Some big name people.
Right.
But I choose just to, once Amaj gets on cruise control, then I can just go and venture out and do X, Y, Z. But right now, like, we're in the zone, and, we're about to take it to that next level with him this year, actually. And I'm just excited for what's in store for that kid, because he deserves everything that's coming to him, man. He's from being homeless to, to the work ethic that kid has.
Yeah,
man.
And he's super coachable. That's what I love about him.
Yeah.
He's super coachable,
exactly.
Which is what you have to be as an artist.
Exactly.
Is listen.
Yep.
So many times,
trust.
Yeah.
Trust your team. That's what it's about. You got to trust your team. You know what I'm saying? But also too, it has to be, you have to. Your team. I just say, what I'm saying, whoever's driving the car, they have to be credible, and you have to be able to trust them, bro. Like,
yeah, and you got to let them drive the car.
But you hear what he said, though? Got to be somebody credible.
Yeah.
I ain't throwing no shade, but I know a lot of talent out here, and their partners be their managers. Nothing wrong with your partner.
Nah.
But I be feeling like a lot of them don't know no business.
Nah,
right,
man.
Right.
That's why it's called the music business. It's not called the music feelings. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is business.
So for those people that say that they want to try their hand at being an executive music, what would you advise that they do, or what talent or what characteristics would they need in order to prepare themselves to be a music executive?
You have to study the culture. I'm a student of this game. I'm a student of life. You know what I mean? If you could teach me a new way to tie my shoes, I'm going to shut up and listen. I'm going to be like, oh, shoot, I just learned a new way to tie my shoes. But you have to be open-minded, and you have to study this game. You have to study the competition. Like, you might not have the same money that, the competitors have, but there's still a certain way that you can have your artist look. There's still a certain way that you can have, like, who's mixing your records, who's producing your records. Like, a lot of these artists, they spend money in ways in different areas that they shouldn't even. It's just baffling to me. Like, whoa, like they're shooting videos to trash ass records. And it's like, why are you shooting a video to that struggle, bro?
Yeah.
Go spend some money and get you a hit record, bro, because you're only as good as your hit record, hit record, bro.
Yeah.
And once you spend that money, that's why you have to, man, it's just levels to it. You know what I mean? And you have to study this game, visually. You have to study, like, the visuals. Like, I don't want to look like everybody else. Like, let's just be honest. Like, we live in Dallas, Texas. Like, a lot of these locations are played out.
Mm-hmm.
We're shooting videos. You have to be creative and create your own sets. And, you know what I'm saying? You have to push the note. Always, I just have a different way that I do things, you know what I'm saying? And it's works for me. And every time people see me, like, man, yo, we went to White Sands, New Mexico to shoot Amaj's first video, Something Real. And it won't go away. Like, BT just BT just added it in the Caribbean rotation. Like, so now Maj is getting played in the Caribbeans. You know, the California Music Channel, like, they're like, this visual is a dope ass visual, bro. But it don't take nothing but a $2,500 budget to fly to
How you giving them too much game? They got to pay for it.
You know what I'm saying?
They say, man.
But yeah, you know.
He's giving game. That's what we here to do.
They got to pay for that conversation.
But it doesn't take that much to go really just, you know what I mean? You're going to spend that in the strip club.
But you know what, Maj? She really just gave a game away because I've had conversations with certain artists that got paper. And I always tell them, I say, hey, man, instead of throwing that bag in the club, why not go, do your little budget this way? And you know what they say? Shit, I need to see some results tonight. That's that mentality.
Yeah, but see, I'm going to tell you something. Every powerful executive, and I come from the school of Charles Chavez. I come from the school of Steve Lobel. I come from the school of Sha Money Excel. Shout out to Sha Money Excel. He gave me a lot of game, too.
You're a real nigga.
Man, and you can go in there with a powerful executive, bro, and you go in there, go talk a good game, and all they're gonna stare at you and say, "Where the hits?" I don't care what you say. Where the hit records, bro?
Yeah.
And that's what that's the meat and potatoes of everything, man. It's the music. Because once you get a hit record and they know you got hit records, now they can start strategizing, marketing ideas, and oh man, he got a hit. So now it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
That's what we did with Amaj. We didn't focus on a lot of things. We focused on the meat and potatoes of everything. Let's get to this body of work.
Yeah.
And, I guess me coming from a production background, that's where I'm going to focus first and foremost is the music. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been in millions of meetings. I done been in meetings with Monty, Avery, Littman. I done been in meetings with Tubby and, Big John Platt, guy who gave us our first publishing deal. Like, these guys want hits.
Yeah.
They don't care about the cars and the video. They don't care about the
Now, let me tell you what. I've never had a label exec call me and say, hey, what's Fat Pimp driving down there in Dallas? No. Mm-hmm. They want to know what hit.
Where are the hits?
Do you have any hits in there? Yes. Is there anybody down there
so the advice that I would give to these executives out here is that, hey, man, spin the bag on the hits.
Right.
If you go get with XYZ producer, they got a track record that they work with XYZ and they know how to make records. They know how to arrange records, man. And you go pay a songwriter to write you a fire hook, man. And just, man, listen, it's levels to producing these hit records, man.
Yeah, and things have changed so much. I mean, from the time that you got in the game, probably early 2000s?
Early 2000s.
To now, there's been a lot of changes in the game.
Yes.
What do you think is happening, as we go into more of a digital age?
Yes.
How will things be changing? Streaming is taking over.
Yeah.
What should people be, cognizant of moving into 2018 and beyond?
The game has changed so much, man, since I first came in the business. Like you just touched on, everything is digital now. You know what I mean? Even from producing, everything's in the box. There's no more outboard gear. But music, the way the consumer is getting the music these days has drastically changed. You got the SoundClouds. You got all these different platforms that you can get your music off of. But, I just feel like even radio's irrelevant now.
It's different.
The new radio is getting on these playlists.
Yeah.
That's the new radio.
Yeah. The curated
playlist. That's where the new wave is. You know what I'm saying? And, you just got to have, be familiarized with who the curators are and, get in good with them and, have competitive music, man. Like, you got to understand, like, if they can't even think about putting you on those playlists if your record ain't even mastered right.
Right. Yeah. If it don't even sound quality.
Right.
Speaking of sound and quality, somebody that gives us good quality sound all the time, Joe Sick-Witted Garcia is tuned in on our Facebook feed right now. And he says, what's the first thing an artist should focus on when trying to get that big break?
Ooh, focus on getting your wave up. Don't ever focus on getting your hate up. Always focus on getting your wave up. And focus on these hit records, man. I can't stress that.
What is a hit record? People ask me that all the time. And
sometimes, you know
some people think that a hit record is, I don't know. I don't know what they think it is.
I say this. Nobody ever really knows what a hit is. Right? Nobody ever really knows what a hit is. Because we can be dead set on a record, just like Chameleonaire. I don't want Riding Dirty on my album. It's the
Yeah.
biggest record of his career. Put it in hip hop.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you just surround yourself with a camp that's making high level caliber music, and you just go in there and just, man, I'm gonna go fuck with these niggas, man, and just see what come about. And you, like I said, a hit record, we don't know what it's gonna be, but I just say give yourself a chance and surround yourself in a circle of people who are producers and songwriters and they have a track record of giving people hit records.
Yeah.
Because we have that in the city.
Oh, no, we definitely have it here. And I would say, too, get out your comfort zone.
There you go.
You know, a lot of people stay where they're comfortable and where they get celebrated. And you need to go sometimes where the unknown is.
Right.
And like you say, just see what's going to come out. I always know what a hit record is. For me, it's two things. A hit record for me, it hits me in a certain part of my ear.
Mm-hmm.
It like hits a certain, it's so weird, but it hits a certain part in my ear and I can hear it.
Right.
And when it hits that point, I know it's a hit.
Right.
Two, I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it gives me like a feeling of chills like all over.
That's what music is a feeling.
Yeah.
You said that show too? You know what mine is?
Mm.
It ain't even when I hear it. It's when it's like an hour later on and I'm like cleaning up the house.
Yeah.
Like, it's a song, I don't even know who's singing. It's like, I'm in love with your body.
Yeah.
My girl's like, it's the best song I sing. That shit trash. About an hour later, I'm like, ooh, I'm like, damn, why this shit in my head?
It's infectious.
It's infection, bro.
Yeah.
Infectious.
It's like when it hits you, bro, you know. It's like, you know.
One thing I can say about what you do and what Amaj does and pretty much anybody that you've been involved in is that y'all go outside of the box. You know, you're never really doing anything that anybody else is doing around you.
Right.
And that has always proven to give good results for y'all.
Yeah. That's true. You know, we're just like I said, we're students of the game. We study sonics. You know, Amaj, like when I first met him, I mean, when I first heard the Something Real record, I was like, yo, that's a hit. And I was like, wow, the way this kid understands how to arrange melodies and I mean, the way he knows how to, you know, arrange a record, arrange his harmonies, like, it's like, yo, I was like, you can't teach that. That's God-given, you know what I mean? And he's also very picky and meticulous on what he does sonically on a record. So, you know, I come from, you know, a Grammy pedigree. And so I understand sonics. Like, I've been in the studio with Static Major, so I know, like, how he warms up. Like, I know what, you know, I just know these things, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the studio with the best of them behind them boards. And so I'm a student, like I said, I'm a student of just sonic. So that's why I feel us as a production team, you know, we really have a one up on a lot of people because, you know, of how we just study the game and study sonics. And it's just, like I said, it's just levels to it. Like, we don't ever want to be like what everybody else is doing. So we just go left. They go right, we go left.
And I'm sure, like you said, as Amaj continues to evolve musically and kind of sets himself up in a path where he can just, you know, run with it and do his thing, you'll be looking for new artists. What type of artists or what do you look for in artists that you may be looking to do work with?
Oh, first of all, they got to be coachable. Because it doesn't matter how good you are, it's about how good you are to work with. I don't care how good you are. Because I was working with a phenomenal artist prior to Amaj, and he just didn't want to be coached. You know what I'm saying? And that has to be the main intangible of an artist if I work with him. And there has to be a level of respect. Like, you got to respect what I've done. You got to respect what I come from, because I'm not ever one to throw my ego or, you know what I mean? And they're not. It's just, you got to respect. It's like Dr. Dre said in the Define one. There has to be a level of respect before we even get in the studio. So respect and coachable, and also too the God-given talent, because Amaj was dope, but once I put him in the room with other professionals, he was on steroids. It was like LeBron when he came in the league. He was raw talent. But when he got with those strength and conditioning coaches and the shooting coaches in the NBA, the rest is history. You know what I mean? And that's what same thing with Amaj. He was already dope, but when I threw him in the room with songwriters and producers, you know, and man, he got on steroids.
Yeah. And you do a lot of that outside of the city by going to LA and New York and going into those songwriting sessions and stuff like that.
Yep.
What do you take away from those sessions or working with those people in other cities that you wish was implemented here?
The writing camps. You know, LA, they do a lot of writing camps. You know, a bunch of writers would get together and they'll just, you know, have different beats from different producers, or they might be working on a project for Benny Blanco. They might be working on a project for, you know, I don't know, Hitmaker, whoever it is. And they just have different writers that they work with, and they just come out with nothing but hits. And a lot of people out here, they were segregated for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's like, it baffles me too. When I came home from prison, I was studying who's who. Like, all right, let me see who's who. Let me see who's hot. Let me see what. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why are these guys in their ego? They haven't proven anything. They haven't done nothing. Like, why are these guys like?
I'm gonna be real with you. From an artist standpoint, I feel like it's not enough people like you that say, hey man, y'all doing y'all thing, Hey, let's sit down. Just sit down and put our egos on the table.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, let's just make money. Let's just vibe, because I feel like, bro, Dallas is lacking that shit, bro.
Yes.
There's so much talent out here, like you said, if you just get the right ride. Look at Drake. Drake ain't took an L yet. It's because he got the right team around.
Yes.
Look at Kanye, right team around.
Yes.
Certain artists gonna always have the right team around, and they're not gonna fail.
Man, it's like you just said it, you just hit it right on the nose. As many millions of records Drake has sold, right? And I was just working with an artist. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to put him out there like that. A-list artist. And I pulled a record from him recently because it's like, bro, like, you still stuck in your times, bro. Like, I'm trying to feed you, like, Drake, Quentin Miller. All right, Drake's a phenomenal writer, but he'll come in the studio, Quentin Miller already have a melody, just guiding me in the pocket that I need to be in, and I'm going to do the rest.
Right.
Drake, ego to the side.
Right.
I just want to get this hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it lacks. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, again, there's levels to these hit records, but a lot of these artists, they'll be like, you trying to tell me? Like Pharrell was feeding Flip the cadence on Drop It Like Top. Flip was like, nah, I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But nah, that's not what that's not the mentality you should have though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you think he would have done it the same way all over again?
Hell yeah, he would have did it.
Yeah. For me, I think, it's just my personal opinion, I think it had to go to Snoop. The only reason I say that, because Snoop really was kind of at he was still relevant, but that put him on another level.
On a pop level.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Because it was no more Death Row, no more No Limit.
That's what, and that's the argument I was having with this artist that I currently had to pull a record from, because they were like, yo, we want to put 2 Chainz on this song. And Imaj actually had wrote the record. So, I mean, man, bro, I could show you. Like, he was like, yo, we're going to put 2 Chainz. Anyways, so we was like, yo, but you need to be in this pocket, though, because this is what the record calls for. Goes back to the point with the Snoop situation you just said. Imagine, Snoop is one of the most gangster rappers everywhere. I mean, murder was a case that they gave me for crying out. Like, he almost killed somebody, you know what I mean?
Right.
But anyways, can you imagine the most gangster rapper like Snoop when he comes into the session with Pharrell, and Pharrell's like, all right, I got your hit record. And Pharrell's like, beautiful, I just want you to know. Yeah. Can you imagine if he would have been closed-minded? Like, nigga, I just go from murder was a case to, nah, bro, I ain't gonna do it. But he was open-minded.
Yeah.
All right, I'll trust your genius. That's what you gotta do. You gotta trust people's genius. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to trust people's genius. Everybody's a genius in their own right mind, but when in an environment of creativity, like thinking goes out of the way. Static told me one day, once you start thinking, that's the wrong thing. It's more vibing than thinking.
Right.
And when you're vibing, the ego should be in the vicinity. You know what I mean? We don't pay attention to time and clocks, and we don't even want to look outside because, you know, clocks at that point in creativity are irrelevant. You know what I mean? It really is a tool of enslavement when you're creating. So if time isn't even of the essence, then egos for damn sure shouldn't be of the essence.
Absolutely. 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 Absolutely, man.
You ever thought about writing a book?
It's coming.
Shit.
What yes, you definitely need to do
Jeff
that.
tuned in just
Shout
now.
out to Jeff
Adair, man. Shout out to my boy Jeff Adair, man. We went to White Sands and shot a movie.
Oh yeah, because he did the video for us.
And Customs was trying to kick us out. And Jeff was like, we're shooting this guerrilla style. We're gonna act like we're leaving, and this is U.S. Customs.
Jeff is white. He can do that.
And and they left, and U.S. Customs left, and Imaj and the model went across the dune, and we shot, and the sandstorm came, and we didn't have enough footage. And the next day, Jeff was like, we got to go back. I was like, let's go back. We went back, and it was perfect. And we shot a movie.
Trusting his genius.
Trusting Jeff Adair's genius.
Yes, I love that. I love that, man. Shout out to Jeff Adair, man. We're talking to Coach, man, one of the pioneers of Dallas hip-hop.
I would call him a hidden gem.
Yeah.
I told him the other day, I did not know his story. Like, I just know, you know how you meet people and you're like, okay, cool. I know, I hear you talking, fam.
Yeah.
It's different when you're in the streets and you hear niggas talking.
Yeah.
And like, you be like, damn.
That's a legacy. That's why I tell people get caught up in the money and all that stuff. It's just like, when you have a legacy, that's worth more than money. because I don't have to pay for somebody to talk about me like that.
Yeah.
It's about the legacy that I left. It's the imprint that I leave on people. I worry about that more than anything, because the imprint it's everlasting than a piece of paper. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And because of the legacy that I've built, I can die tomorrow and my little girls can hear all types of stuff that I did. And they're like, damn, my pop's dead. Damn, my pop's dead. You can't pay for that.
Right.
And that's a legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, speaking of your kids, that legacy will probably be passed down to one of them. Which one of your little girls has a musical genius?
Giselle, hands down.
Okay.
Yes, my baby Gigi, man, she's in the studio. She has a star in there, but I ain't gonna force it out of her. I'm gonna let it come out on her own time. But she knows hits, man. She knows hits. I'm telling you, she'll tell me about a hit before I even hear about it.
Now, how old is she?
She's 9.
Oh, okay. So she already knows about music.
Oh yeah, she
already has formulated her taste.
Yeah, she knows. She's in the studio when Amaj cut records, and she's just in there quiet. She's just soaking up all the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, would you be okay if one of your kids got into the music business?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not gonna force it on them. I'm gonna let them figure out their lane and what they want to do. But obviously, they're exposed and they see, my lifestyle and what I do, and they hear the conversations. They hear the conference calls. They're on video set shoots. She's at rehearsal with Amaj, you know what I'm saying? And so she loves that. Like, she loves that whole environment. So one of these days, I think she's going to do something. I don't know, but if it's singing, I hope it is. If it isn't, I always tell her there's a lot of more money on the executive side as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, y'all are really doing some big things. Like I said, I know 2018, I think, is going to be a very interesting year for Dallas hip hop.
Yes.
Do you see yourself in the future staying here and continuing to work?
Absolutely.
Doing hip hop, or do you see yourself kind of going in to another city or another state to do it?
I'm gonna move eventually back to LA because I lived in LA for a little bit when I was with Playing Them. I lived in Sherman Oaks, so I'm gonna move back out there, but I'm still gonna live here. But like I said,
do you think that you have to be do you have to be in LA or in Atlanta or New York in order to survive in the game?
No, because
and have a career.
No, because I got all those plugs. And look what I'm doing with Amaj. So that's a proven point that you don't have to. But and I have a lot of these guys that are doing their thing in my DMs trying to get me to manage them. Don't get it messed up. Trust me. I'll show you my DMs and they trying. But like I said, once I get Amaj on cruise control, then I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. But see, that's why I want to relocate here and have this hub here and offer them my relationships, offer them my ear, offer them my guidance and my consultants on how they should do things sonically. Because these days, now you got to have a soap opera to go with your music to be relevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to have that story.
It's just, I don't know, man.
Because I don't get that shit, man. I be like,
because people want to grow with you. People want to be a part of your story.
Right.
And so not only like you said, along with the music, there has to be some sort of going storyline that people can be involved in every day.
Right. It's just, I mean, that to me, I don't get with all that type of stuff. But hey, if they like it, I love it. You know what I mean? Like the rainbow hair kid, like 6'9", the dude 6'9". Like I'm not into all that, but it's like I can't. You can't deny he got a wave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like the new wave. Like I like Playboy Cardi. Like I like these new youngsters. I can't do Yachty. I could do Playboy Cardi. I could do Lil Uzi, but I like what these young guys are doing, man. They know how to brand themselves. Like they know how to market themselves. Like they know exactly how they, and I respect that. To me personally, I think it's just a fad. It's gonna come and go. So I'm cool with, you know what I mean? Like, with much respect what they're doing, but I'd rather have an Usher run than that type of run.
You're looking for
Longevity.
stars.
Yeah. I'm looking for
You're looking to build stars.
Exactly.
And not to say that Lil Yachty might not be a star.
Yeah, he's doing his. He's doing
his thing. I think it's still yet to be seen whether or not somebody like Yachty is a star.
I know I said I wasn't gonna say an artist is trash, but a lot of that shit them motherfuckers is doing is trash, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't respect everybody having the same type of name.
Right.
Like Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Pump.
That shit gay to me, man.
Lil Yachty.
No disrespect to that, but gay. But it mean like that shit gay to me.
I agree.
Shit whack as fuck, bro. Back in the day, man, you was known for your name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like when I was in high school, like if I knew a nigga at Kimball could fight, they be like, "What's that nigga name?" That nigga name Polo or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come with Polo ass. It wasn't like, what's Polo? You talking about with Lil Polo, with the Lil Polo, this was like, nah, it's like, fuck that shit.
Yeah,
man.
you got to describe them too much to figure out who they are.
I think I do respect about the youngsters now that I learned, like, they kind of know what they want to do.
Yeah.
Their egos, a lot of them got the ego, like, I already know my shit's hot.
Yeah.
That's the shit I do like. I do like that shit. It's confidence on another level. And it's a lot easier because if they don't know how to do some shit, they can just YouTube it.
Yeah.
How do I mix and match?
And we can't be mad at them, bro. Think about when they were born. We can't expect them to like Nas. We can't expect them to like Jay-Z, bro. Like, look what age bracket, like their demographic is, they don't care about that. Like, you know, so I can't be mad at them. Like, you know, it's whatever. Like, hey, like I said, you like it, I love it, man.
I try to let my little partner Trey Ward listen to Swisher House. Like, man, we used to ride in the car, listen to Swisher House, DSR. Yeah. I'm like, man, this Tum Tum right here, he just looking like, I see the ox, big bro. You know what I'm saying? The ox, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I get it, bro. I get it. That's when I realized I was getting older, bro, when the shit I used to jam don't jam. He got the fucking Swisher House t-shirt on. Watch. That was the shit I love. I love Swisher House, man. Yeah. It's like, now I get it. Yeah. That's the only reason now I try not to hate on a new culture just because I don't.
For me, when I listen to it, this is how I feel. Like, I have my days when I want to listen to the well-structured records, I should say. Yeah. Like the Jays, the Nas, the Pacs, and the Big. So if I get in a vibe where I'm just like, like Maj likes the new young shit. Yeah. Like that's Maj, he's 23.
Okay. Makes sense.
Still youngster, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, he put me on the Cardis, he put me on the Uzis, and I actually like it. So if I want to get in my, we finna go out and work. All right, let's listen to some Uzi. Let's listen to some Cardis. So, it's just all how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not mad at what the youngsters are doing.
Yeah.
You know why that's a good thing? You got somebody like his age. Because you don't want to go to the studio with that mentality. Like, because for me, I told Kiki, I listen to UGK, nigga, all day.
Yeah.
But then when I go to the studio and I'm trying to do some new music, all I keep hearing is that old shit. I'm like, this shit ain't gonna work. Nobody gonna hear this shit. So I had to open my mind up and start listening to everything that's out. Not to mimic it, but I don't ever want to be with my foot out the door. I want to always have my foot in the door in this genre, like that trap Latino shit.
Yeah.
When I was down in them islands, bro, I was telling niggas like, bro, this where the fucking money is.
That's where it's at, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you said you don't listen to a lot of Latin music.
I really don't. I really, really don't. I just, before the Latin trap stuff, like I just feel like a lot of the Spanish music, it has the same beat.
Oh, so it's true.
Yes.
So that stereotype that we be saying,
no.
Not too long ago on the podcast,
listen.
I said every Spanish song sounds like doom, doom, doom.
I'm proud. I'm proud to be Latino.
Is there a national beat that Latinos use? And what is the name of that motherfucker?
I don't know the name of it. I know. I've been in the studio and seen it make. A lot of that shit just be remakes.
Listen, it's just I remember as a kid too, like, I remember my pops used to be drunk and I have all his friends over and I'd be trying to sleep and as a kid, I'll just be like...
The beat.
Yes, I'm like, why does this beat have the same beat? So, and me coming from a production background, like I pay attention to that stuff. So like, I just don't like, I can't tune into it. But recently, and with the reggaeton stuff, like a lot of that stuff is just the dun, 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 like it's the same thing. So, but with this Latin trap stuff, like it just really has shifted. Like it's a different type of Spanish. So I rock with that. Yeah. But like all the other stuff, like I can't get with it. But salute to my bro playing skills and them. They doing their thing in that genre. And that's one thing I love about Play. He always knows how to, rebrand himself and redo everything.
Because didn't they get another Latin Grammy just now?
Nominated.
Okay, for a Latin Grammy.
Yeah. We're going to talk it into existence.
Yeah, we're going to talk that into existence.
They're going to win it.
Coming.
Yeah, I told him he's going to win one. Before it's all said and done, he's going to win a Latin Grammy. So
Absolutely. As they very well deserve. Y'all make sure that you hit up Fat. He has an Ask Fat question of the week. But hit him up. You know what I'm saying? If you have a question that you want to ask Fat, you can hit him up on his social media. We'll give that to you in just a few minutes. Coach, I want to thank you so much for coming through and getting in the game.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Where can people find you, ask you more questions, learn about what you got going on?
If you want to find me on my socials. On Instagram, it's Coach RSVP. And on Facebook, Rudy Flores. Look me up.
All right. Now, are you actively looking for new talent or no?
We just signed some producers and songwriters. We're about to announce this week some pretty dope producers out the city and some songwriters. So,
all right. You want to give us any hints?
Right now? No, not right now. We can't. It's too much sauce.
Tyrese can't get him to do no Tyrese.
But watch this.
All right, you can't do that.
Yeah, no Tyrese.
I'm currently not looking for artists, producers, and songwriters. Come on with it.
Okay. All right. Y'all make sure y'all hit him up, man, and get down with the RSVP lifestyle.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for getting in the game. You can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's Getting the Game, GETNTHA game. Listen to us on Vertical Global Radio, Saturday and Sunday from 4 to 6. And we're always available on iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and YouTube.
You got it together, Kiki.
Yes, baby, it's 2018.
Yeah.
Had to
Level
step my
up.
game
The level up
baby.
is real.
I was over like, okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Let me shut up.
You can follow me, Official Kiki J, on everything. Fat, where can they reach you?
I am Fat Pimp on all social media. King of Down, we ain't 7 days no more. We only 5 days.
5 days a week.
Yeah, Wednesday through Sunday, man. We need a couple of days off, but
Thank you so much for tuning in to Get in the Game. Hey, just remember you can't win it if you're not in it. We coming up with a new little slogan. If you have any ideas, let us know.
yeah, I like that.
But for right now, you can't, you're not in it. You can't, I just messed it up. You can't win it if you're not in it, so make sure you get in the game.
Turn up. Damn, Kiki, you was really out here rapping. I started to put a beat on, let you go and run.